7 letters, 2 syllables, a noun. A word that is defined by the Oxford Dictionary is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. So what is success actually? And what is success without struggle? Well, to me, success is about the amount of effort and work you put into one main goal and how badly you want to achieve it. So now, what's the opposite of succeeding? Yeah, that's called failure. Let us just take a quick survey. If you've ever failed at anything in your life, please raise your hand now. Good, good. Well, those of you who didn't raise their hand are clearly lying. Failing is inescapable. It will never go away. You just need to embrace it and make it your own. What I'm here to talk to you all about today is how you need to redefine what failure is to you to be able to ultimately succeed, especially in sports. So what drives most people to want to succeed? Well, of course, you have the money and the fame part of it, but I believe that passion should be and is the #1 driver to want to succeed. Well, to get to the money and the fame, you must fail to succeed. For example, we all know the famous basketball player, Michael Jordan. Many have aspired to be just like him, live up to him, but do many of you know he didn't even make it onto his high school basketball team? He was one of the greatest players of all time, but was his entire story a success? No, because Michael Jordan first failed to succeed. Let me just take you back a minute and explain what Michael really had to endure before reaching the ultimate success. While Michael was growing up, for sure he was extremely good at basketball. However, he was not thought of as the best. While growing up, he struggled immensely with his height, meaning he was small for his age, and coaches had trouble looking past it. Well, so, considering he was small, I mean, nowadays he's 6'6". I wouldn't say that's small, but he did have trouble back then. He was told this over and over that he didn't meet the minimum height requirements, but did he stop? No, he didn't. This just allowed for him to push back, and push back hard. Let me just tell you one of the very many times Michael succeeded after failing. Michael was one of 5 boys when growing up. He lived in a family full of discipline, high standards, and great expectations. However, Michael struggled in school. He didn't feel motivated, but his parents quickly found out he was extremely good at sports. He loved basketball more than anything in the entire world. His passion and desire continued to push him to always want to get better. Every day, him and his older brother Larry would play intense one-on-one games in the backyard. But it wasn't Michael who was winning these games. Larry usually dominated over his brother. Larry was thought to be the true athlete of the family. He would simply be known as Larry's brother and nothing more. Larry soon finds out that's quite wrong. Many said that Michael felt defeated and couldn't stand it, so he knew he had to do something about it. Soon after, the high school basketball coach came to know Michael through his older brother and invited him to the highly competitive summer camp while he was still in middle school. Many peers admired his passion, speed, skill, but coaches were still having trouble looking past his height. Soon were the tryouts, and Michael was a freshman. He came prepared with everything he had. Of course he was good, and he gave it his all and just hoped for the best. The next day, he went to go check the list of names who had made the team, reading it over and over, searching for the J, but it was nowhere to be found. He felt as if his heart had fallen out of his chest. He felt ashamed and disappointed. That day, his mother gave him the best advice anybody could have given him. She said, "All you could do is prove to the coach he made a mistake. Prove him wrong." Michael soon reluctantly joined the junior varsity team, feeling as though he had no choice. While Michael looks back onto this experience, he can only say, the #1 secret is appreciate failure and take advantage of it for some goodness. For the following years, Michael constantly used this to motivate him further. Then, reflecting on his failure, Michael often says, "When I achieve some success, but I feel so tired, I often think to give up and leave everything behind. But then I close my eyes and envision that list that didn't include my name. And by doing this, my spirit is revived." If Michael had given up, he would be nowhere close to where he was. But let us reflect. Do you really think he's the only one? Well, of course not. You have many athletic legends who failed before they succeeded. For example, Stan Smith. You know those shoes that everyone's wearing nowadays that were popular about 40 years ago? Well, some of you may know him as the tennis player who won Wimbledon, the US Open, and 8 Davis Cups with his team. However, he was rejected from the ball boy position by the Davis Cup organizers because they felt he was too clumsy and uncoordinated. These are just two of the many hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions failure first, then succeed stories. You're probably thinking, yeah, we get it. Fail first, then succeed. But let's bring it to a more realistic level. Let's bring it to my level. So, how do I fit into this picture? Well, let me bring you back a little. August 2008. 1 year after moving to Houston, Texas, my father and I were riding over the iconic I-10 highway. And on the radio, we were listening to the Rockets versus the Spurs, an intense game, but I was highly confused. I had always been interested in sports, but never anything really specific. So I turned to my dad and asked him, "Dad, can I start playing soccer? I want to try something new." That day was the first time I had ever seen my dad smile so big. In a family full of all women, I was the first to share a passion, his passion of soccer. His response was